in which there is a crack in the nut. Luna thought she was ordinary. She thought she was loved. She was half right. She was a girl of 5, and later she was 7, and later she was incredibly 11. It was a fine thing indeed, Luna thought, being 11. She loved the symmetry of it and the lack of symmetry. 11 was a number that was visually even but functionally not. It looked one way and behaved in quite another. Just like most 11-year-olds, or so she assumed. Her association with other children was always limited to her grandmother's visits to the free cities and only the visits on which Luna was permitted to come. Sometimes her grandmother went without her, and every year Luna found it more and more enraging. She was 11 after all. She was both even and odd. She was ready to be many things at once. Child, grown-up, poet, engineer, botanist, dragon. The list went on. That she was barred from some journeys and not others was increasingly galling. And she said so, often and loudly. When her grandmother was away, Luna spent most of her time in the workshop. It was filled with books about metals and rocks and water, books about flowers and mosses and edible plants, books about animal biology and animal behavior and animal husbandry, books about the theories and principle of mechanics. But Luna's favorite books were the ones about astronomy, the moon especially. She loved the moon so much she wanted to wrap her arms around it and sing to it. She wanted to gather every morsel of moonlight into a great bowl and drink it dry. She had a hungry mind, an itchy curiosity, and a knack for drawing, building, and fashioning. Her fingers had a mind of their own. "Do you see, Clark?" she said, showing off her mechanical cricket made of polished wood and glass eyes and tiny metal legs attached to springs. It hopped, it skittered, it reached, it grabbed. It could even sing. Right now, Luna said it just so, and the cricket began to turn the pages of a book. Clark wrinkled his great damp nose. "It turns pages," she says, "of a book. Has there ever been a cleverer cricket?" "But it's just turning the pages willy-nilly," he said. "It isn't as though it is reading the book. And even if it was, it wouldn't be reading at the same time as you. How would it know when to approach the page and turn it?" He was just needling her, of course. In truth, he was very impressed. But as he had told her 1,000 times, he couldn't possibly be impressed at every impressive thing that she ever did. He might find that his heart had swelled beyond its capacity and sent him out of the world entirely. Luna stamped her foot. "Of course it can't read. It turns the page when I tell it to turn the page." She folded her arms across her chest and gave her swamp monster what she hoped was a hard look. "I think you're both right," Furion said, trying to make peace. "I love foolish things and clever things. I love all of the things." "Hush, Furion," both girl and swamp monster said as one. It takes longer to position your cricket to turn the page than it does to actually turn the page on your own. Why not simply turn the page? Clark worried that he had already taken the joke too far. He picked up Luna in his forearms and positioned her at the top of his top right shoulder. She rolled her eyes and climbed back down. "Because then there wouldn't be a cricket." Luna's chest felt prickly. Her whole body felt prickly. She had been prickly all day. "Where's Grandma?" she asked. "You know where she is."